to reconnect. Where's Jess? Does anybody know where Jess is? Oh my gosh, she must be. Did we get new cork in, maybe?
Is it on?
Is she cutting it? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's on.
We're on?
Sitting like a dodo.
Oops. Oh, I didn't know we're on. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Friday afternoon live with Jessica.
Welcome to me just tripping over a mat.
Jess just
Tripping
tripped
over
her
a
way
mat.
in.
She's got some new stuff to show you, and Barb and I are back from vacation. And Barb made it alive without me pushing her off.
Yeah, she did.
No scissors.
No scissors.
Well,
Okay.
Well. Oh, now I'm sweating. Whew, I forgot something. I had to run and get it. Okay.
okay, everybody's here before us.
Everybody's here except for me. Okay. There I
We
am.
covered for you, don't worry.
Yep.
Whew, okay, I'm sweating.
I
need a
can
minute.
imagine you were out in the garage.
I was, and then I was running because I forgot stuff.
She's sweating for you guys. That's why.
I also just tripped and saw my light flash before my
Yeah.
eyes. So, but
Glad
I do
you
that.
didn't knock the table over, or they would have been flying.
Well, I did knock that table over earlier, but we won't talk about that. I am the clumsiest person ever, but also I am that person that if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen to me. Even if I didn't cause it, I'll be around it and things will fall over. Sometimes me, sometimes other things. Okay, my hair is really tight.
It's humid.
Oh, is that
It's
what
hot.
your problem is?
That's
Your
what
hair is
it
tight?
Your your brain is pulled to its limits.
It's like,
That's what it is.
Yep.
that's how you get a facelift without surgery. You just pull your hair really tight. Okay.
Shelly's got grommet anxiety. It's almost finished with her
We're
rhubarb.
going to talk about that too, because apparently that's a thing that I have caused is grommet anxiety. And I just thought that what I dealt with was enough, but now I've shed my anxiety on all of you, so you're welcome. Isn't it weird how certain things will make you crazy and other things you're like, that's not a big deal. That's not a big deal at all. Grommets to me are in the not a big deal thing. Me having to do something new and different, I will have a full-on meltdown. So if you were part of the very first ever virtual retreat, you were aware of that because I told you all how my brain operates. When I was like, I hope they like me. So anyway, I have a sheet. I have things to talk about. And like fourth down on that sheet is something that I'm going to talk about first because it happened sooner than I thought it was going to happen. So we're going to talk about that. Good morning. Hello. Let me say that first. Welcome. Welcome back to whatever this is.
The Friday morning.
The Friday morning. Yeah, exactly. The show. So anyway, we are here. You are here. I am excited. I almost fell on my face. It's all good. So, the sunflower cork came in.
Yay!
Like literally half an hour ago.
Yeah.
The FedEx man, very, very nice. I cannot remember his first name because I don't see him all the time. He says he's here all the time, but really we get a lot of different FedEx people. But I saw him and he just wanted to chat with me and I was like, I need to see what's in that container. I gotta get in there. So I went out in the garage. It was very hot out there and I cut it. So it is not on the website yet. So do not leave. Don't run and go on the website because it's not there. But as soon as we are done, I will upload it for you. But I had to cut a piece because we all had to look at it because we are just as anxious as you are to see the sunflower cork.
There it is.
Yay.
Isn't it beautiful? So
And there's so many good
there's so many good options. So we already pulled cork to go with it that I'll show you, and then we'll photograph that and get it on the website. So if you have not been here or you are just joining us for the first time, God bless you. So if you missed any part of this or if you were curious, somebody in the group, Lisa, had posted a beautiful bag with sunflowers on it, and we all immediately said, well, why don't we have that cork? We need it. So I reached out to my manufacturer. I have 3, and there's one that can perform miracles, and now I know that. They can print anything, apparently, which I knew that, but, you know, I didn't know where to start. And so I sent him a picture and I said, okay, we are obsessed with the sunflower cork. Can you make something similar? Do you have anything similar? And his first response was no, but let me see what I can do, which I knew was going to be a yes. So he immediately found a design and bought it just for us, just for you guys, and printed it. And he said, it's gonna be a little bit smaller scale. And I said, that's fine, because I just want it. I don't care what size it is. But I actually like it. I loved Lisa's bag in that big, bold sunflower print. I like that this is a little bit smaller because I think it's going to work for more projects. when you have a big print fabric or cork, it's not going to work for everything. And I feel like I want to make everything out of this sunflower cork, isn't it?
Wallet.
I think it would be a great wallet because it's small enough for that. I think it would be great on a bigger bag because it can. It's like a really good scale. So looking at it, it has some greens, a little tiny bit of black, some browns, a little orange, and some yellows. But we found way too many corks that go with it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you which ones we like, and then I will photograph these on the website. So I'm not going in any special order. What?
Well, Carol says she hopes it goes with the chocolate.
I don't know. We'll have to see what's in my pile. So, so just to show you, and again, you'll get a better picture online. It does go with the orange. It's not a perfect match, but if you want a bright pop of color, it also goes with mustard. And since it goes with mustard, it goes with pearl yellow, which is essentially the same as mustard, just a little bit shinier. Would you hold those for me for a second? Ah, sorry. Okay. Good thing there's a cap on that. It also goes really nicely with greens. So I like the
really nice,
olive.
yeah.
I think the olive is perfect. It goes nice with textured sage.
I like that.
If you want a little lighter, Marlene likes that one. It also goes with chocolate. Of course, it goes with chocolate. And because of you guys and the obsession with the chocolate roux bag, I had to reorder chocolate twice. We have a lot of chocolate.
Wants to know that one.
And chocolate basket weave or brown basket weave? Yes,
Yeah.
sir, ma'am. Everybody? Yes. It also goes with milk chocolate. And it even goes with rust. So, you have a lot of options. And Judy wants to know, before I even got sunflower cork in, are you gonna make a kit with it for the roux bucket bag? And I was like, that's a fantastic idea, Judy. So I will. But what color will I put with it? Because there's so many. I'm leaning towards a brown because I really do like the brown with it. But we'll see. We'll see. It's probably gonna be chocolate, but we'll see. Apparently, roux just equals chocolate. I don't know.
Isn't Charlie clever? You
What
can
did
make
Charlie
it
say?
like the bright end days of summer or the fading days of autumn.
Oh, Charlie, that was
Lots
so
of
beautiful.
different looks.
It touched my heart.
Yeah.
Well, here's the other funny thing. The reason that we started to get, for me, not you guys, but the reason that this sunflower obsession started, it actually started before Lisa's bag. And it was because I kept looking for stuff for Cork Club because I'm thinking August to me has like a sunflower feel because this feels like August.
Yep.
I don't know what it is about
Looks like my garden.
sunflowers. I know that aren't they like in season right
Oh,
now?
yeah.
Because I see
Mine
them
are all-
everywhere.
Yep.
So I kept looking and I wasn't seeing anything with sunflowers. So spoiler alert, August Cork Club did not have sunflowers because I couldn't find anything that I liked. And then when she posted this, I was like, I need that cork. I need it right now. I need it immediately. And so it happened and I can't believe how quickly it got here. And I have to say to my friend in Portugal, he apologized for taking so long. For taking so long to custom print something for me along with 2 rolls of cork. You didn't take long at all. This was actually really quick. So that will be on the website today. I will not have kits ready because I have to sew them and I want to show you how they look. So I will work on kits this weekend. But we're pulling some of the wax canvas to go with this because maybe I need to make another something with wax canvas. Both of the browns match the hazelnut and the walnut, but I was running out of time. It was 10:58. I did not have time to grab those. I grabbed everything within reach. So the black looks
black
nice.
black
You want to
cork
go with
looks
something
good, yeah.
classic.
Yeah.
Both of the browns look really good, the light and the dark. The marigold,
Yep.
it looks really nice. And the, I don't remember what color this is. The green. The green looks really nice. So you have wax canvas choices, you have cork choices, and
Lots.
I forgot to bring the bolts over with me, but we got some restocks and a couple of new Anna Maria Horner fabrics. No, it's okay. That's fine. They're right on the fabric page, so we got the Echinacea print in again, the one that you guys are obsessed with and we're obsessed with. So we got the Glow, which is the navy blue background that has the purples, and it's around here somewhere. We also got Autumn back, which Autumn is the one that has like that greeny yellow background with like the bright colors. We got Amethyst this time, which is new, that has lots of purples and blues. Marlene and I love that one. Barb even likes it.
I like it.
And Algae, which I really don't like that name. It just sounds terrible, but it's the beautiful one with all the blues. So we have 4 of those, and then we also got in 2 of her prints. I think it's called clippings from the Love Always AM, I think is the name of the collection. So one has a charcoal background and one has like a deep red background. Really pretty, has butterflies and flowers. Those are all on the fabric page. They are not here because they're over there and I forgot stuff. But this was not going to turn into new stuff day, but apparently it is because a whole bunch of stuff came in this week, including 2 new zipper colors, which I'm very excited about. They're not excited, but I'm excited. So we have a coral, finally, and we have a mint. So let me just show you. Let me start with the mint. The mint is a perfect match for the pastel green.
One more pastel green.
But it has enough blue to it that you could use it with the aqua, or you could use it with really any of your light colors. It's just a good light green that we really did not have. So I really like this one. And then we also, so in choosing my colors, it's okay. I'm just gonna move all this stuff out of the way. In choosing, I have to listen to it fall, I don't know why. The coral color, I just want to tell you, it is not an exact match to salmon, to the salmon cork, and there's a reason. It looks great with it, it's brighter. The salmon to me is a little bit more towards the orange side, and this a little bit more towards the pink side, but they work really nice. I actually played with them together and they go well. The reason that this is not an exact match is because, believe it or not, the blush to the coral, there's not a lot in between, and if I had gotten an exact match to this, it would not have looked that different from our blush colored zipper. And I love this zipper. I'm sure that in time we will expand this to different colored teeth because we just do the rose gold right now. I didn't want to have something that was so close that it would be hard for us to tell the difference and it would be hard for you to tell the difference. I wanted to make sure we took a good leap into another color. So just so you can see them together, that's the blush, and this is the magenta. And that's the coral in between. So it really, any of your pinks, corals, salmons, even some of your oranges, you now have a nice range of colors that will work with those. So that all came in, and then a couple of restocks. And as far as cork is concerned, we have a lot of cork here that needs to be cut, but it's really, really humid out in the garage. So it's not happening today. We have restocks, we have some new stuff coming, we have more restocks, so if you notice that anything is sold out, like Lagoon and I think Royal Blue, they're all coming or they're already here. So they will be, I don't really need that, it just touched things. They will be restocked soon. And before we get into our topic for today, Barb has a question. Barb's finger has a question. I see her, she does this to me. And I'm gonna take a sip because I'm still hot. Yes.
Well, what cork cording looks best with the sunflowers, the body, and
Oh,
all
we
of
didn't
the
do that
top?
part.
No. Would you use
the
Marlene is gonna go.
Yeah.
So my thought would be on a bucket bag that would be the bottom. So if I'm doing the top in chocolate, I would use chocolate. But if you're doing it the reverse, or if you want to do it all one color, Marlene's gonna go grab some, and we'll see which ones she picks to go with that. I know the chocolate will go, and I know the olive will go, and we'll see what else we
Well,
have.
she's talking about using sunflowers body and olive at the top. Would you use the olive cording or mustard?
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Well,
Either one, probably.
what mood am I in? Am I in a
Yeah.
matchy mood where I go with olive and I keep it basic and I use antique brass hardware? Or am I in a mood where I want a little more color, I want a little extra pop, and I throw in the mustard and maybe do gunmetal hardware? It all depends on my mood, and I don't know what mood I'll be in that day. So you've given me things to think about.
Yeah.
A lot of things to think about. So Marlene's gonna go match some for us. And so that was, sunflower cork was a topic, and the only thing I was gonna tell you today was, it is on order, it is shipping, and it will be here soon. And now it will be on the website this afternoon, which I'm very excited about. And so I said to, his name is Jose, that I deal with in Portugal. I said, do you have a number, an item number? Because I feel like this is going to be a popular cork and I might be reordering it. Not anytime soon. And he goes, maybe on your next order, I think you'll sell out of it real quick. So he loves it. And when they love it, it makes me excited because they're not like, oh, we're printing this horrible thing. He's like, this is really pretty. We really like this. So it's not exclusive to us, but we're very excited about it. So what did Marlene bring back?
I don't know.
She's got a lot.
I
She's
just
got a lot.
grabbed a few.
Okay, so Marlene we have the olive. Is that olive?
That's black.
It's
That's
black. My eyeballs don't work. Black. We have olive right here. Olive works really nicely. let's say, can I have the olive cork back? Let's see
I wonder what. I bet you that would look nice with the purple gold.
if we do that.
Yeah. There's your olive with it, with your
Yeah, that looks
gold
nice.
cording.
And this could easily be the wax canvas too,
Yeah.
but that looks really pretty.
does
It gives
look
a little
nice.
something
Color,
extra.
yep.
And there's if we match it, which that
Yeah.
is fine, but now I'm kind of liking this.
I like that.
I think that's the mood I'm in. So, I have things
And I
to think
kind of
about.
like this with it, with the little bit of gold. Give it a
A
little.
little bit of
shine.
gold. Little gold. You could use some gold hardware. That would look really pretty. And then we have just plain,
Plain.
natural.
You could actually use black too if you want to.
I already had the
Got
black.
black.
I already brought the
And
black.
we don't have the brown, but it definitely, that cording would match. And this is the lighter green, which also works really nicely. So, you have a lot of options. It's fine, it's not in the way. I'm making a mess. This is what happens after every Facebook, is all of the messes that I have to clean up. Okay, do we have any more questions?
There's a kit right there, Charlie says.
I think there might be an olive with a little bit of mustard on it. It might be coming. So, okay. Let me see where we want to start. So, Cindy had suggested a few things, and I thought it would be a good topic because it was kind of a random bunch of things, but why not talk about them? And then we had also had a couple of emails go back and forth, and she had asked me some questions that would definitely be helpful for everybody. So, where do I want to start? Well, at the top, I have directional fabric. So let's start with directional fabric because it's there. So when it comes to directional fabric, you guys know that I have said it many times that I don't like directional fabric. And it's not that I don't like directional fabric. It doesn't always work for bag making. And the reason is certain parts of bag making, you have to turn things certain ways, or you're sewing a front and a back, it's one piece, so you end up with half of it right side up and the other half right side down, then you have to put a seam in the middle. There's just certain techniques in bag making that are not conducive to directional fabric. But it's the same way that I feel about cats. I don't really care for them, but they find me. I don't love working with directional fabric, but it seeks me out. And then I'm like, well, here, I'm stuck in this directional fabric. So if we're looking, I'm just gonna grab this bag because it's right here. If we're looking at a Liana bowler bag, there is no reason why we can't use directional fabric. These are all separate panels. The front and back, the lining, they're all separate. Why can't I use a directional fabric? The gusset part, this would be one of those pieces right here where directional fabric can be an issue. I have no idea what's happening. So when it comes to something like this, can you use directional fabric for the gusset? Yes, but you're gonna need a little bit of extra because of how you're cutting it. Because when you're cutting the gussets, they start with a rectangle and you're dividing it this way, which means this piece is now upside down because you have to turn it. So you can use directional fabric, but a lot of times directional fabric can almost be like fussy cutting, where you have to add extra. You have to be ready for extra. You have to be prepared to possibly add extra seams, cut extra pieces, to really be kind of finicky about it. And I don't know about you and your bag making likes and dislikes, but if I just want to get a bag done and I'm kind of in a hurry and I'm just, I just want to sit down and sew, I might not always be thinking about what direction things are going in, or I'm not always paying attention. And so now I have a piece of fabric that I've accidentally flipped upside down because I wasn't paying attention. So you can definitely use directional fabrics. You just have to be aware that you have to be on point. And if you're having one of those sewing days where you're kind of not paying attention, don't use directional fabrics. It's probably not your day for those. The way that I do divided pockets, that's another place where you can use directional fabrics. You're going to have a tube when you're done, so you're going to have to be careful where you press it and make sure that the correct upright side is facing out. They can be used just kind of with caution. The Diva wallet and the Prima Diva wallet, those you would have to put seams in, because if you're using a directional fabric and you're just using the one piece as the pattern says, this is upside down and this is right side up. So you just have to kind of think a little bit. Now the other question that Cindy was asking me, because we were talking about the bucket bag. And the bucket bag is actually a really good one to use a directional fabric because the lining is one piece, but it goes this way. It's not wrapping around, it's just that one piece. So that's easy to do. However, there's a zippered pocket inside of it. And how do you address that? What if I want to put in a zippered pocket and I want to use directional fabric? So it's a little tricky. Again, you could piece it, but I think that would add to, it would just make it more difficult. So this is what I normally do, and this is what I was running over to grab because I wanted to see. Okay. So this is a piece that I already have prepared. I've sewn in my zipper. So here's my zippered pocket fabric. So my lining piece is easy. I can see which side and where it's going. This is my top. So if I had trees, my trees would be standing up. This would be the bottom edge. What do I do about this piece? Because this is going to become a tube. So how do I avoid this being upside down? Well, what I do is when I pin this on before I sew it, I pin this piece upside down. So if these are trees, my trees are upside down right now. Because when I finish it and it goes like this, when I look inside the pocket, what I'm looking at is right side up. This piece back here is going to be upside down. But how often do you look in your zippered pocket and look at the back side? I mean, I don't think I ever have. I don't think I've ever looked inside my zippered pocket. So when I have that pinned, let me see if I have one. Okay. So I have, this is already cut, but I have my lining piece, which this is, I think this is directional. I'm not even sure. I have my lining piece. This right here, this is right side up. This is down, upside down. So then when I pull it through and finish it, the majority of the pocket is standing upright. It's weird and it feels wrong, but it's the best way that you can do it without trying to put in an extra seam and cut your pocket and do all that. If you're super, super anal and you want the entire piece to be right side up, again, make your pocket piece bigger, put it in the way that it needs to go, put them both with the tops right side up, cut off whatever you need, turn that piece around, put a seam in, and then you'll have both sides. But not to call anybody out, I'll do it to myself too. I think we all overthink everything, especially when we're making gifts or we're selling something. Don't overthink it to that extreme. The inside of a zippered pocket should not be something that someone is judging you on and going, but it's upside down on the back side and I had to stick my head all the way in to look at it. Maybe don't make them things. That would probably be the best way.
But if you would never mention it, I would never even think twice about the direction in the pocket.
Exactly. Because it's not, you know, they say pick your battles. Yeah. I feel like that's not one that I care to win or lose. It is what it is. If it happens and I think about it and I'm like, oh, the trees, I'll flip them upside down and then it'll be kind of right side up. But if I don't remember, I don't stress about that. This is one of those things that I don't stress about. I stress about other things that are insignificant, but that's one of those that I'm like, whatever, it doesn't matter. So I hope that that helps. If you watch the video that I have on YouTube, which, can I brag for a minute? I'm so excited.
Ahead.
I hit 100,000 views on the zipper pocket video.
Awesome.
Like,
everybody wants to know how to
do a zippered pocket. It's just, yeah. And people leave the sweetest comments, like, oh, I finally understand it now. And I'm like, I get it, because I was there, because I used to have to read the directions over and over and over again and walk myself one step at a time, and now it's second nature to me, but I get that. So I'm so happy that people like that. Most people, some people just still hate me, but that's fine. Whatever. So if you watch that and you see the pieces being put together, it will help you with that step, but it might also help to explain it. And I don't remember if I said that in the video. It's been so long. It's been 1.5 years since I made the video, and I don't remember if I mentioned it. But if you want your fabric to be right side up in the pocket, make it upside down when you start. It's going to be the closest thing that you can get to perfection. Yes?
Lynn would like to know, if you've never made a bag before, what's the best beginner bag to tackle first, or even what non-bag item would be best first?
I would say I have 3 options. I would start with a tourist tote bag because there's no hardware, there's no zippers, there's no stress. It's as simple as can be. There's 8 pieces of fabric total for the entire bag. They all get interfacing. You do not have to use cork, but if you want to use cork, it's also a good endeavor into trying cork because it's just on the bottom. You can do the entire thing out of cotton. Barb has made so many of them. You've made that one. We've all made them, and it was one of those patterns that I was not even thinking needed to be a pattern, but it's still popular. It's as easy as can be. You'll learn how to make handles. You'll learn how to box your corners. You'll learn how to put your pieces together to make your inside and your outside. If you need additional help, I don't have a video on it, but my friend Stephanie has one. It's a free video on YouTube. Her name is Stephanie Subbing. Her channel is Quilt Addicts Anonymous, and it's a super simple bag. I don't even think that you would need a video, but I know sometimes it's nice to have that as a backup plan. Super simple. After that, when you're ready to try out hardware or zippers, Diva Wallet and the Trio zip pouches. Trio zip pouches are just zippers, so there's no hardware. Again, simple, 4 pieces of fabric, 2 on the outside, 2 on the inside. You learn, again, how to put in a zipper with a really easy technique. You already will know how to box corners. You don't have to make handles. The Diva Wallet takes you into your first adventure into hardware. And the hardware is the last thing that goes on. So it's an easy piece. You slip it on, you put screws in, you're done. So it's a nice, easy one. So I would say conquer those 3, or at least 2 out of those 3. You will learn so many techniques and you'll be ready to do a bigger bag. Just because a bag is bigger or has more hardware, it's not that it's more difficult. It's just gonna be more time consuming, more steps, and it's gonna take you a little bit more thought process, you know, as you're going through. And if you've never made a bag, they don't make sense. So do not try to make sense out of it. Do not try to talk yourself into like, why would I do it that way? That doesn't make sense. It's not gonna make sense.
Don't overthink it.
Don't overthink it. Because bags are weird and they don't make sense. And especially when you're new, but even when you're a seasoned bag maker, I still watch YouTube tutorials and I'm like, huh? What are you doing? And then I look at the end and it works. Or I'm still confused until the very, very end. And I've made a lot of bags and I write bag patterns. So bag making is weird. Stop overthinking it and just try it out and trust that the pattern designer is gonna lead you in the right direction. And if you're super stuck and you're not sure, email me. Or look on YouTube. If it's not my pattern, there's a lot of videos out there. I am still working on getting more videos finished. The reason I didn't get anything done last weekend is because I had an idea. And when I have an idea and I think about it and think about it, I have to try it. So I was in the studio last weekend for 2 days, but I did not make any videos. I listened to podcasts and I made 2 potential bag patterns. So that's what I was doing. Barb thought I was going to announce something brand new today because she was looking at a post from July. So you're not the only ones. We all do
All
it.
that air up there that
It was.
reminded
Did
me
you
of
hit your head on anything like a
maybe
seagull?
a seagull, yeah, maybe.
The funniest thing
Marlene
is,
hit me over the head.
if you're not friends with Barb on Facebook and Marlene, everybody just kept going, Barb too, Barb's
Yeah,
going
really?
parasailing, and I was like, why do you think she wouldn't go? Why do you think she'd watch Marlene? And all I could think was, does Marlene have pockets? Are there scissors in it? And then there was a picture, one of you posted with the guy on the boat with these big scissors. It was the best picture. That was so funny because he had a sense of humor. You could tell.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
seemed really cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you missed all that, they went away. They ditched me, so I had to ship all the orders. Wah.
So anything that's wrong.
Anything that's wrong is my
this
fault.
time.
So, not that it's wrong, but since it reminded me, let's talk about grommets. Because apparently, you all have grommet anxiety. And Charlie, I think Charlie started it, not me. Charlie said that once he got past his grommet anxiety, he finished his bag. If you saw it in the group, it's gorgeous. It's similar to the one Barb did, just reverse colors, and he used the darker wax canvas, the blueberry. So, grommet anxiety. Let's discuss that, because I understand why you have it. Let me grab a bag right here. Okay, so what we're talking about, if you don't have grommet anxiety, join us. I just have anxiety about other things. So, the grommets. Number one, before we talk about our problems and our mental problems with grommets, for some reason, and I have no idea why, some of the packets seem to have the wrong amount of male and female, and it's always one. It's always just one. So you're going along and you're missing one, you have one too many of a male and one less female. And I think the buckets, because they're next to each other, just keep getting accidentally shifted into each other. We do the best. I have been trying to go through each bag and make sure they're correct. So if you have an incorrect grommet, please let me know. I'll have a 1-800 number set up for that so we can all complain about our grommets. So I am sorry to anybody that had a wrong grommet. But anyway, why are these giving us stress? Why are these making us anxious? And the number one reason is because when you're at this point, your bag is done. You're done sewing. The sewing machine's off. You're ready to go. All you got to do is put in these little 8 pieces of hardware. Why is that so hard? Because you got to get out your scissors and cut holes in the beautiful thing that you just made. And I have had people go through this with twist locks and flip locks, even the Diva wallet where you have a little tiny notch. Because what if I cut these holes and they're wrong? They're too big, I mess it up, what if I mess up all of my time? So here's what I will tell you. First of all, I have an entire video on this bag, start to finish. But if you don't need that, I also have a video on just the grommets. You can watch it. You can watch it 17 times before you work up the courage to do it. It's fine. No one will judge you. Just keep watching that and know that it's okay. And here is what I tell you in the video, and I'm going to tell you now. When you're doing grommets, you have these in two pieces. There's a front and a back. Not that it even matters. It really does not matter at all. You take one of those halves and you're going to mark inside. So I know that's a little nerve-wracking. I got to use a pen or a pencil on my beautiful cork or my wax canvas. I just finished my bag. Use something that's erasable, if that helps. Use a pencil. Use a Frixion pen. Use whatever that you can take away in case it's wrong. There is a template included. It's a full-size template that you'll use to do your marks before you even get your bag done. So you'll have that to make sure that your marks are spaced out correctly. So now it's time to put scissors to this bag. And it makes you a little upset because, oh my God, and I get it. Take your scissors, and here is my line for my grommet. Put your scissors right here. Not on the inside, not on the line, not over here. Put your scissor tip right here on the edge and cut around. If you just remove the circle that you drew and nothing more, if you don't see the circle and you're just on the outside of that circle, you should have enough space. You're not cutting anything too big. And if it's too small, you just go back in and very gently take a little bit more and take a little bit more. Too small is fine. You can always make it bigger. But I don't think that any of you are going to cut them so big that they don't work. You would have to cut, that's like a solid 1/4 of an inch that you would have to be off of your circle to cut it incorrectly. And then putting the grommets in, you snap them together with your fingers. Sometimes you hear them click and sometimes you don't. I don't know why. And then you get to beat the ever-living you-know-what out of them. So once you have all that anxiety built up in you, now you get to hammer them and get the anxiety out. And then when you're done, you feel better. It's therapeutic. So that's why I like to put the grommets in for anybody I can, because I like to just beat them. Just get a rubber mallet. I did. Barb, listen, I messed up. I goofed. I didn't get one of her grommets snapped in all the way. It was at the retreat. I probably wasn't paying attention. It's Barb, so I don't pay attention to whatever she's doing. But I didn't get the grommet in, so she said, could you fix it? And I just came over here and I just beat it.
I could hear you across the
I
hall.
got brand new rubber mallets. My husband apparently doesn't want me using his snap-on one. Whatever.
Well.
He says it's because it's greasy. It's because he's selfish. Let's just be honest. It's mine. So I got my own. One's black and one's bright green. So
There you
hopefully
go.
I won't lose both of them.
Yeah, really.
The black one will go missing because I'll lose it.
Is
It's
that what
dark.
that is
That,
over there?
yeah.
That nice
Yeah.
bright green. I got a whole set because he made sure. Yeah, he orders mine on Amazon and his Snap-on. Do you see where the fairness is on that? I don't. So, everybody has some kind of grommet and hole cutting anxiety. You're not alone. Call this number on your screen below. You'll be fine. I promise. And if it's really that hard, come visit us at a retreat and I'll put your grommets in for
There
you.
you go. She will.
I will. So my friend Lisa that owns Log Cabin, I did not actually give this to her, but she says that I did. I gave her a lifetime gift certificate for hardware installation. I don't remember giving that gift, but I just went along with it anyway. So Lisa, how do you put in grommets? You do this and Jess does it for you. So that is a service that I offer anytime you're in class with
right.
me or if you come to the retreat. So we do still have our openings for our retreats. If you're interested and if you just really need your grommets put in, come visit us. It's fine. And I will put them in for you. All of a sudden we get a lot of mail here. Here's my grommets, put them in. I like doing it. There's certain things I tell you that really do throw me and make me a little bit batty, but I don't know, that just is like relaxing to me. It's weird, I'm weird, I know that. So, we got past that. We're good, we're all good, right? You're good, okay.
We got somebody that's looking to find somebody in South Jersey to come to one of the in-person retreats.
You need a friend to come with you?
Yeah, she
A
wants
roommate?
to carpool.
Get it?
She said it could be tricky putting her industrial Juki in the car. Well, we can fix that if it's a problem.
Listen, whatever your problem is, we can find a
We can
solution
find a
for
solution.
it. I can't find you a roommate. That's
No.
the only thing, because I can't do that because I would love it if it worked out and you had a lifelong friend, but knowing my luck and the fact that I just tripped over, that's the luck that I have, you would be like, oh, she's awful. She talks too much. She snores. So I will not find you a roommate. But if you have a problem that needs to be addressed so you can come to a retreat, talk to me. I will help you out. And no, Charlie, before you say it with your smart wit, I will not pay for it for you or come pick you up at your house. But
The girl from South
reasonable.
Jersey can pick up Charlie.
There we
On her
go.
way.
We're, we want all of you to come, but I know that some of you you don't live close by. South Jersey's easy though. Well, you find anybody that sews anything. Doesn't even matter. Find someone that knits. I don't care. Get them to come. It'll be fun. Just imagine all of this energy in one room. We will wear you out. You will be so tired by the end of this retreat.
Yeah.
Yes, and I know we haven't gone into it yet, but we are planning a field trip to the fabric store. Okay.
I already talked to
Yes.
the fabric
Yes.
store.
Did you already talk to
I
him?
did.
Yeah. See,
We
we're
got coupons.
coupons field trip. It's gonna be great.
Yep.
And I've already subtly hinted at my stepfather as many times as I possibly can, Dan, that he needs to help me carry all of this stuff in so we can set up a pop-up shop. So he doesn't know it yet, but it's happening. So that is that. Let me see. Cindy had some other questions. Let's address those.
Oh,
Okay.
Ray said, Ray just said
Oh.
she's okay with rooming alone. She just would love to carpool with somebody.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So who lives in South Jersey? Raise your hand if you want to carpool with Ray. Somebody. I know some of you are from Jersey. I know you are.
Yep,
I've met you.
exactly.
I've met you. I see you. I know who you are. So, so talk to Ray. Comment back to her and tell her that you'll carpool with her. Let's see. Okay. So Cindy was asking about the strap end caps. How do we use them? What are they used for? And like any tips on those? And I'm glad that you brought that up because I feel like this is one of those pieces of hardware that just doesn't get as much attention as I think that it should. So when you look like over my shoulder and you see the bags that have the icicles and the jewels, the strap connectors, they're beautiful and I love them, but I know that they're not for everybody. I know that they're over the top. So you have a handle that you want to attach to a bag, and you want a little bit of bling. You don't want to be totally, blinged out. You want a level 3 bling instead of a 10. What do? So that is where you might want to use the strap ends. I'm sorry. So I use them here on this Liana bag. It is not written into the pattern. The pattern just uses rectangle rings. The pattern also has the handle going all the way down with the rectangle ring up here. But why did I do it this way? Because this, as you know, is one of my most prized bags. I love this bag so much. And I didn't want to cover up all this embroidery. I already had to cover some of it when I put the bottom accent on and when I trimmed it for the zipper, but I didn't want to lose more of it. So what could I do with my handles that wouldn't be super plain, but that wouldn't take up too much room? Jewels are kind of wide, icicles are going to be long, they're going to take up a lot of space, so I use the end caps. And these right here are the strap keepers. I always use them in conjunction with each other. You do not have to. So I just picked those because I thought it would be a nice finish to my ends here and it would look pretty on the bag. So when it comes to end caps, and I'll show you a couple of other samples, the end caps are one of the easiest pieces of hardware to put on because they literally just slide on. So you get your packet of 4 and you get your screws. But hold on, I'm gonna tell you something about these screws. This is like insider knowledge. So I have a handle here, my handle's all done, and this is not the right size. These are for 1 inch. So I just slide that piece on, and that's what's going to cover up the edge. This, I told you, is not the right size, so I'll just strategically hold my finger there. So I'm just gonna slide this on, and that's how it's gonna cover up my raw edge or my unfinished edge of my cork. What about those tiny little screws that are the size of a Diva wallet that I hate, you ask? Skip them, it's fine. Most of my samples don't have the screws in because I don't care. The screws are meant to hold it on. There's holes in the back. There's 2 holes in the back of each one, and the back has like a texture. I don't know why, but it does. Skip the screws. Take your glue. You all have Gutermann glue. Put a little bit in there. Put that on your strap and leave it alone. You want to put the screws in, put the screws in, but you don't see them. You don't see the screws at all. It's on the back side. So if they're not in, it doesn't matter. And then you can use a strap keeper or you can just stitch it down. It doesn't matter. If you're in any other bag groups, I see a lot, because a lot of people have rivet setters, like a lot of us do. Mine is right here because I was playing with it earlier. A lot of people take like a rectangle ring or an icicle or a jewel, and they loop the strap through it and they rivet it, and then they put the end cap on it to cover it up. But they put it on the back. And for me, if I'm gonna use blingy hardware, I wanna see it, but they wrap it around so that it's back here. So this loops through and the back is back here. You still can't see the screws, but you also can't see the hardware. So I use it differently. I like to see it, but you can use it to finish any strap end that's going to be exposed. So I have a couple more. I did this one, and this has rivets on it that are decorative because it doesn't hold the handle to the bag. The handle is sewn down, and then I just put these pieces over top. This one, this is one of my favorite bags. I love this one. And let's see. So I did the same thing on here. And there's another one up there. I didn't realize, I thought I had only used them a few times. Apparently I've used them a lot. But I think that they're a good, I just ripped that off. Don't worry, it's fine. Pro tip, don't add hardware on that you didn't properly fasten on just so that it looks good in a picture, because it will fall off. Make sure you do it properly. So the strap ends are really easy. They're $5.50 for just the set of 4, so they're an inexpensive option. You don't have to use the strap keepers with them, but I like to use them together. But you can use these anywhere that you have an exposed end. You can sew them on and use this, use a strap end, use a rectangle ring, anywhere that you want. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay, good. So I just, you know, you guys notice it because you ship more than I do, is that we go in spurts where we'll have like a week
Oh,
where it's one after
absolutely.
another. I think people see it used, and then other weeks where we don't really sell too many of them. And I just think that they're kind of underrated. They're like one of those really cute products that we kind of forget about. And I love the icicles. I'm like, I use them at every chance that I get. What are you guys like? What's your favorite? Because I feel like icicles are not your favorite. They're a lot.
Icicles are my favorite.
You
I
do?
use them on my.
That's right, on your Kaylee.
Kaylee.
Yes. What about
I use
you?
the icicles, but on certain bags.
Yeah.
What was the one that I made?
You also made the Kaylee.
We took the class.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Did you
but
use them
that's,
there?
I used
Did
it
you on
No,
Lucy?
I didn't.
A
The
lot.
one I made the other at the retreat. I forget
Oh,
the name.
Ellie.
Oh,
Ellie.
Ellie.
Ellie
I like
bag.
it on that one.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
They are very long, and
Yeah.
certain bags they don't work on because
Right.
they're a lot. And so that's why a lot of people are going towards the jewels for other bags because they're smaller, but there's still a lot of metal. So you
Yeah.
still see a lot
Yeah.
of it. And so you can intermix those with anything. Like I said, this Liana bag does not
like that.
include this hardware or the icicles, which is on the black and
Right.
yellow one.
Yep.
This bag is actually more simple. It just has rectangle rings. So anywhere that you have an exposed handle or the opportunity to, if you're sewing a handle on the front, not in the seams, but anywhere that the handle is sewn onto the front, you can use any of the hardware. This bag, this is the Kaylee. I've done a ton of these with icicles and jewels. This just kind of subdues it. And now that we have so many prints in cork, there's certain ones that I don't want to break up. I don't want to see a lot of, you know, hardware on it. I kind of like the strap ends. So that's how I use the strap ends. Again, I see in a lot of other bag groups, I don't see people using them this way. I don't know why I do it that way, but I do. But I see a lot of them using it with the loop around, put in a rivet, and then just cover the back, which is fine. But I don't know, I want to see all my hardware. If I'm spending money on it,
Yeah.
I want to see it. Like, I want it
agree.
out in the open.
I
I want it
agree.
everywhere. So, that's just me. So, the last question that Cindy had, and I don't know if I 100% knew what she wanted, because you know sometimes you say something and I hear it differently, so I'm gonna try to cover all my bases here to answer this question. Cindy wanted to know, she said piping, but I think she might have meant cording, but we're gonna talk about both. Besides in a Rue bucket bag, besides here, where else would we use cording? And I know she had asked about piping, and so we'll talk about both options. So this is cording, which means it doesn't have a flange on it. It's literally just a cord made from cork. It has inside of it, it's stiff. It has the plastic inside of it, so it's not bendy. I mean, it's not like really flexible. You can bend it, but it keeps its shape. So this is cording. Besides using it in a bag like this as a drawstring, the only other place that I would see cording being used would be as a decorative option. So let's say you're making another bag. any other bag. Doesn't have to be a drawstring one. And maybe you want to put some grommets, or you want to put something, you know, some fancy hardware around, and you want to run this around the edge. Have you ever seen bags, like a lot of times you'll see it with like a bow tied in it,
Yeah.
Yep.
and someone will wrap it around? You could do something like that where this becomes a decorative option. So you could also use grommets, or depending on the material you have, maybe it's something you could weave a piece through. I see people being super creative with all different kinds of materials. Maybe it's something you could weave, you know, a piece through. So for me, the cording becomes either an actual drawstring cording where it's functional, or it's a decorative thing. I don't know of many other places you would use the cording by itself. If you've used it somewhere, let us know. I would love to know what you've done with it. But those are kind of the two places I would use this. Now, piping, on the other hand, piping is essentially cording that has this flange on it. So it's a double layer of cork here because the cork is wrapped around this plastic tubing that's inside. So this stays nice and stiff. Your sewing machine needle, I checked, will pierce this, but at high speeds you will probably break it. So don't sew through the plastic part. Just in case you were wondering, don't do that. You want to be sewing right here along the stitching line right next to the plastic tubing. I don't have any bags with it in it yet because, again, I was super distracted this weekend working on new stuff instead of doing other stuff. You know how it goes. How many times you go in your sewing room and you have something you have to do and something you want to do, and you pick the want to do? It's just how it is. That's why my husband's shorts from like 2014 are still not hemmed, and they're never going to
They're
be.
never gonna get
No, they're never going to be. I don't think they fit them
Scissors.
anyway.
Cut 'em.
Cutoffs. I'll make them.
Just make them
I'll
cut
make
off.
them some
That's all.
cutoffs.
Yep.
So where would you use this? Anywhere that you have a seam that you want to add a little decoration. Piping, and correct me if you know anything that I don't know, piping is only decorative. Piping doesn't really add functionality. Piping is not a necessary thing. I've seen some bag designers that include it in their pattern because they're telling you how to use it, but I don't see any time that you would have to use this. Like, you want a zippered pocket, you have to have a zipper. Do I have to have piping if I don't want it? No. So in this bag, there's a lot of vertical seams. I feel like that might be too much because you have a lot of seams. I probably wouldn't use it there, but I might use it here around the top edge or maybe around the bottom. And all you're going to do is baste this in place on one of these pieces with your appropriate seam allowance being left over, because this is wider than 1/4 of an inch here. And then once I add the other piece, all that's going to stick out is that little piece right there, that little bit of piping. So I get either a contrast or like a little extra decoration. But for me, piping is just decorative. I don't need to design a pattern for piping because you can use it in any pattern. This Kaylee bag, this one only has these 2 seams in the front. So I would probably put it here. I think that would look so pretty, sticking out
would,
between
yeah.
the pink and the gray.
Yep.
On
A little bit extra.
just a little something extra. And if you are someone that sells your bags or that wants to take your bag making to the next level, you can definitely add this in to do a little something extra. You've probably seen it in like store-bought bags where they'll have that little bit. It's just that little thing that makes it extra. Just like when you put your own personalized handmade by tag. Nancy Casso has little tags that she has in cork. I know she's posted them in the group, like a picture. It's that little extra thing that makes your bags different from somebody else's and makes it a little extra special. So I will be doing a video on the piping. I just don't have it done yet. Barb's finger is going, so she has a question. So that's the difference between piping and cording. And the only other thing, before I forget,
Yeah.
in looking at the millimeter sizes, the cording that we carry is 5 millimeters. Could I use the 3 millimeter cording in the bucket bag? Yes. The only reason I went with 5 is because it was a little bit beefier. It still doesn't fill the whole of the grommet. It's not that big.
It works
but
well.
I like that size. This is actually, it's the same size. It's deceiving. It doesn't look it. It's the same size cording, but the piping has the flange on it. So that's really the only difference. You can always go up a little bit or down a little bit. I picked 5 because I liked it. Yes, Barb's
I would
finger.
like to know, is that bucket bag made with the chocolate cork? Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's kitted again because we sold out of the kits because we sold out of cork. So it's the chocolate with the basket weave. So it's the same color, but you just get a little texture and it's in your handle. And then I use the rose gold hardware. I love this
I like
one.
that one.
And
Yeah.
I was so surprised that this was the popular one because you never know. And I look at some of the other bags and I feel like if I did them all in chocolate, they would be fine, but not exciting. There's just something about this one.
There is.
I don't know. This one feels like leather to me. I feel like I could pass this off to someone that doesn't know what cork is. Be like, no, it's leather, and they would believe it.
Somebody else suggested maybe making the pocket on the front out of the woven.
Oh,
chocolate,
absolutely.
too.
Yeah, you can add a little something. I think, did Shelly or somebody else, I think, do the pocket as something different? I can't
be.
remember. But yeah, you could absolutely do that. Yes.
We have a request for a video on making tags out of cork for our bags that we sell.
Well, that's not something that I can do at the moment.
No.
I mean, okay, hold
Cut a
on.
piece and
I can, but to make tags, you need a laser engraver, which I do have. But you would also need a laser engraver, unless I don't know if you could probably embroider them. So to make tags for your own bags, to make them yourself, you would need a piece of equipment to do that. You would either need an embroidery machine to embroider them, or you would need a laser engraver. It is not a service that I currently offer.
I like that
But-
currently.
It's not. It's
Never
yeah.
say never with Jess.
Because I don't say never, because as soon as I say never, next Friday comes, I'm like,
Yeah.
guess what we're doing?
Yeah.
So it is
We
not
know
something
that.
that I do. However, there are so many talented and amazing people on Etsy. Etsy is like my go-to for anything that I don't have that I need to get immediately. Etsy or Amazon. I'm on there all the time. I should buy stock in both of them. But I know, and if Nancy's watching, maybe she'll comment and tell us where she got her tags from, because I know I've seen them in person and I know that hers are a good quality, so I trust whoever she bought them from. Nancy, if you want to, you can tag them or just leave us the information. And I know some other people on here have also purchased tags. So you would need to send your information to those people and they would make the tags for you. That is not something that I do, but I will find a resource for you if I can. And if you have someone that you really like, let us know, and then you guys can also order from them. So a lot of people do them in like variety colors, or you pick whatever color, they make them out of cork. I've seen leather tags, sew-in kind, like all different things. So
Ginger said we could use our cork scraps.
you can use your cork
Yeah,
scrap,
you
because I don't
can.
throw mine out.
No.
Marlene
I
knows
have
that.
a question.
Yeah,
He throws everything out.
The piping.
the piping.
Piping.
Yeah.
If you were making a pillow, could you? Well, you wouldn't probably
Yeah.
be able to sew. Like if you had to make a corner.
Like if you had to turn a corner and make a
I don't know if it
curve.
would be, well, it might
You
sew
could.
through. What
Oh,
do
you
think?
definitely could.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely
If you're making
turn.
pillows, use it as an
Or-
accent around.
Yeah, that would be perfect. Just know with this that you are sewing through your bag, whatever your bag is made out of, however many layers are there, and 2 additional layers of cork. I just want you to be aware that if you have a machine that fights you on layers, and now you're adding 2 more layers, just be aware of that. You might have to make some changes. You will need a zipper foot or some kind of a cording foot, an edge foot, something that can get you close so that your needle can be right up against it. It is doable, and most of us can do it. We just have to tell our machines how to do it. But if you have a machine that you're fighting with it constantly on layers, maybe don't add this, or maybe add a cotton piping. Maybe add something that's not 2 more layers, because you have to sew through it and then add whatever additional piece on your outside. Like if I was doing it on here, I would have 2 layers of cork, 2 more layers of cork, and my layer of cork here with some seams. My machine can do it. If you're having a bear of a time with your machine, maybe piping is not for you in that machine. Just keep that in mind.
I gotta share.
You're
Charlie's
laughing.
comment.
Oh, I can't wait.
I need to find someone to make me cork tags in the shape of hot pants.
Hot pants.
My branding.
You do, Charlie. You
I
really,
share
really
that,
do.
Charlie, in case people were
Charlie Hot Pants. That could be a
Charlie
really
Hot Pants.
that could be a really great
It's
company
his
name.
branding.
It's his branding. Listen, when you say something
wore
in
the
front
hot
of us,
pants- when
it's
he's-
never forgotten.
But when he wore the hot pants to church,
Sure,
I'd be
you
like
got
that
stuck.
one.
If you are unfamiliar with the hot pants comment, I can't even get into it because it was a lot. It was a lot, and it was very, very funny. So welcome to Charlie. If you have not met him yet, you will get some great comedy out of that. Community.
Comic relief.
I need to eat lunch. My mouth just stopped working. So anyway,
Hot pants, Charlie.
Hot Pants Charlie. Do we
We need a picture of that.
I don't know that Charlie's ever
Pants
actually
Charlie
worn
by
a
Charlie
pants
McDonald.
bag.
I love it.
You know, imagine carrying a bag that says "Made by Hot Pants Charlie." I'm just
That would be
saying,
awesome.
it could be amazing. It could be a
could be.
really, really
Holy
great
hot
thing.
pants by Charlie McDonald.
And this is what Fridays turn
Oh,
into.
God, Charlie, you are too funny.
Yeah.
Too funny.
Do
You
we
should
have?
come up for a retreat.
Please
I'm-
come
we're
on,
trying.
Charlie,
We're
please.
trying. Do we have any
It's
other
only
questions?
3 hours.
Do
That's
we have
all.
any other questions?
Will the end caps fit cording smaller than 5mm?
The end. Oh, the little these.
Yeah.
These, yes. I would say 3 to 5. 5 is really, really snug. 3 is going to be a little bit looser, but you're gluing them on. So yes, that will absolutely work. I'm trying to think. I probably wouldn't go smaller than 3, otherwise they'd be kind of loose and wiggly. But 3 to 5, you'll be fine. Those are cork cording end caps, and these are strap end caps.
I bet you we get a lot of orders for those this weekend.
I bet you this is why I confuse Barb and Marlene all the time. Just like we have lemon cork and lemonade
Oh my
cork, and
God,
they are
yes.
different.
Yep.
But listen, I have way too much cork. I can't name all of them. I don't know. They're gonna be called specimen 1. Like I don't know what else to call them
We were
anymore.
talking the other day, though. We've got, what, over 100 different colors?
Imprints.
Not
on the
including
stamp
what's
price?
over there.
Well, not including it. And
But then we
pretty
get
much,
things.
we both remember most, 99% of them.
Yeah.
We
And
know
I
what
remember
they
a
are.
lot too, but there are
Well,
some
you
days that
should.
I'm like, huh, yo, doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
But there's a few that we
There's a few
few
that,
of the same ones that we go to the
I
computer all
know.
the time just to double check.
and that's why we constantly have the website
Yeah.
open to look. But then we'll get something like sunflowers. That's easy.
Oh, yeah.
But then we get another one that's a multitude of flowers, and I'm like,
Yeah, which one is
now
it?
what is this one? I'm like, how many more floral?
Spirograph.
Spiro-
And
It's-
tapestry.
You know,
Tapestry, I remember because it's dark and you
Exactly.
you're, on
It's-
the fence about it.
but now I really like it, and I want to
love
play
it.
with that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
And
it sounds like
flourish,
you're so
the
creative
flourish
with the names of
cork
your cork.
is in one of those roles.
Oh,
It's
good,
coming back.
because we've
It's
got-
back.
Who is it that were Cindy?
Cindy.
Cindy, you're
Waiting on
Florida
Another
will be
Cindy.
coming.
There's a lot of Cindys. Cindy, another one. Yes. So I have a lot of cork to cut, but I'm not doing it today
Oh, it's
because
so beastly hot.
it's
I feel that.
79 degrees, but I think it's 90
Humidity's-
plus humidity,
Yeah.
and I'm really sorry to Alonzo that has to work out there, but I'm not
Yeah.
going out there. I can't do it. And this is a nice shirt. I don't want to sweat on it.
It's
so
a very pretty shirt.
thank you.
Yeah.
It's brand new. So
Very nice.
thank you. It covers up the fact that my pants aren't fully zipped.
Thanks for letting us know. TMI.
What do you expect? Listen, some pants are stand-up pants. Some are sit-down pants. These are not sit-down pants. And same thing with shoes. If you ever worked in an office environment where you had to wear heels,
Yep.
these are my sit-down heels. These are not walking around heels. So the pants fit, and they fit better when I stand up. So whatever, it's fine. I am who I am. I can't change that. So.
Oh, we
And
love
to
it.
the people on YouTube that don't appreciate me, it's your loss. I don't know what to tell you.
You got it.
So
your shirt goes well with that bag.
this one,
Yvonne says that.
it
yeah.
does, and look at it even
That one
matches
does, too.
matches the salmon.
Look at-
I'm just going to be a crazy bag lady
There
and
you
start
go.
carrying all the bags around.
Another question.
Yes.
Are you going to do another Janome class?
Oh, a Janome Live? I don't know because they do them in rounds, and so they send out an email with like a set of dates, and I haven't seen one. The summer is usually when they start switching things around. People whose contracts are up switch, and new people come on. So I haven't seen any requests. I would say if I can do one, it might be more towards the fall, but I have not seen any yet. Yeah, so I assume that's what you're asking about. Was that Ginger by any
Yes,
chance?
it
I knew
was.
it was, because Ginger's
Yes, it
always on the
was.
Janome videos.
Yep.
Yes, they haven't sent out another round of requests, so I will do one. I just haven't had a chance to yet, because I'm still under contract. I couldn't remember when my contract was up. I am still under contract, and I don't want to leave. Yes, Marlene has a question.
No, it's a comment.
Oh.
It's a comment. That cork you're holding goes perfect with your blouse.
I know. I know.
It's like perfect.
I'm just gonna hold this all day.
I do have another question.
Yes, I like questions.
Ginny has an off-topic question.
Oh, bring it on, Ginny.
Can the getaway tote be made out of all cork? I'm not sure about the pleat.
Yes. The pleats are not that bad. The way you fold them, it's really only 2 layers. And Ginny, I know that you have an HD9, so I know that you'll be absolutely fine. But even on a regular domestic, as far as the requirements, that I don't know because I haven't done one all out of cork. A friend of mine did the top, the handles, and the gusset, but not the front and the back. So I would have to look and see how much cork you could do. But in looking around, I don't think that there's any bag that you could not do entirely out of cork. There's 2 things to consider. Your machine, number 1, and the sizing. And some of them I haven't worked out the sizes for. So like we talked about before, open up your pattern, look at your pieces, and just, I kind of sketch it out. That's how, when someone asks me and I don't know, I draw a piece of cork and I just kind of start putting the shapes in and see which way they have to go. Sometimes you need a non-directional cork because you might have to turn pieces in different ways. And sometimes it will work with directional cork, which we've talked about that too. The sunflowers are not directional.
Nope.
So how great is that? I love that. And I'm just gonna stare at this all day. I cannot wait. I'm putting this on the website as soon as we're done while I am uploading to YouTube. Because I changed my YouTube schedule.
Yeah, it would.
Nice
See, this is the problem. We get
Buckets?
something brand new in and I want to make everything out of it. I'm like,
that should be
this
your-
one and
your-
this one.
Yeah.
Yes, but then all the inventory is gone because I made all the samples.
Well, that's true too.
And right now, one of our suppliers is on vacation for a whole month. So that is why, that's my justification, for ordering so much cork because they're closed for most of September. So I had to make sure that you guys had what you needed. I did it for you. I do everything for you. So. Whatever.
Sure she does,
I do.
guys.
I do. I'm here for
She
you.
feeds her
Am I
habit.
not here for you? I'm
You
here.
are. You are.
Exactly.
But you feed your habit.
Well, yeah. That's part of having a business.
Right?
Listen, I get to have a business that pays my bills, but that also lets my creativity out. And let me tell you, if you're married, your spouse can attest to this. Being married to brains like this is not easy. It's not easy. So I have a business to let it out so that I don't have to do it at home where I would probably be single. So, yes.
Yvonne would like to see what goes with the sunflower cork again.
Again, round 2. We can
Round
do
two.
that.
Show her again.
Show me. Marlene's going to hand them to me. I don't know what order they're in, but I will hold it up. Is that good? Is it good and close? Olive.
Yeah,
Let's see.
I like olive a lot.
That's
I
waxed.
like the olive with it.
Rust.
Rust,
Milk chocolate.
milk chocolate,
Chocolate basket weave.
chocolate basket weave. I think olive and the chocolates are my top.
Chocolate. Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Sage.
Textured sage.
Textured
I
sage.
really like that too. If you want something a little bit lighter,
Pearl yellow.
pearl yellow, which I like too.
I like it too.
Mustard.
I like the mustard.
You like the mustard better than the pearl yellow?
Orange.
Orange, which I also like for a pop of color. And then wax canvas. We have
Green.
Army.
I don't remember what.
I don't- it's
dark
green.
green. It's green.
It's perfect. It's
It
like
is.
a perfect match.
Marigold.
The
Marigold.
gold looks
Well, the
nice with it,
forest
too.
green would probably go good with that too.
I
We
bet
didn't
you.
grab
Oh,
it.
That's true.
Is that it right there?
Right where?
Right up. Nope. Maybe. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Forest also
Forest,
works.
Yeah.
Yep.
I also watched Forrest Gump the other day. I haven't watched that
Oh
movie in a
my
while.
Sean put it on the other day.
Black, which we didn't grab black cork, but black also goes.
Yeah.
And black cork is back in stock. That came in yesterday. We go through so much black cork.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. The pile goes slow, and then all of a sudden
All of a
the
sudden
shelf is
gone.
empty.
Yeah.
So we did get that back in.
Another question. Connie would like to know what color cork will go with the Janome charcoal floral print.
That's a good question. Do you want to grab it?
Which one? What am I grabbing?
The it's on the bottom shelf. It's the clippings with the gray. It's got
The new
butterflies
one.
and flowers. The brand new,
Yeah.
still wrapped.
The new, yeah,
Marlene
It's
will
the
take
new
care of that for you.
pattern.
Marlene gets her steps in during Facebook Live. Yeah, I haven't even gotten to play with that yet, and I really like that one, and I like the red one a lot too. Obviously, I ordered them. They are a little bit larger in scale than I anticipated, but they're still good for bags. A lot of times I just see it and order it, and I don't look at the little picture with the ruler. I like
Yeah.
it, so I order it.
Yeah.
And we have more Essex linen coming in too, because we are out of a few of those colors. I'm trying to keep ahead of the restocks, but it's not easy because there is no predictability. We never know when something is gonna sell out.
As long as
she's
brand
there.
new, might as well show them all.
So
That's the one you're talking
yes.
about, right?
So I'm just gonna open it so you guys can see it without a reflection. So that's one of the new fabrics. That's the clippings in charcoal, and we'll match that. This is the clippings in Lush, I think it's called. Yes. And this is the new, well, it's not a new one, but it's new for us. The echinacea in amethyst. And then we also have the other echinacеas that you guys have already seen. So Barb is pulling some. What do you think?
I'm thinking that maybe.
Oh, I was just gonna go with this
that
one. Let me see the pearl charcoal. Ooh, that's nice. Okay. Marlene, I might need your hands. Can you hold this up?
There's a.
All right. So, charcoal, the pearl gray, we've got crimson, lavender,
I don't know if that.
rose. What about, I've got fuchsia. We do fuchsia. Oh, that's pretty. Pearl teal. Got that. That's really pretty. There's a lot. There's a lot of colors in here.
A lot more than
So, I bet you the lime green would probably work.
Yep.
I wonder if the yellow would too. I don't see.
Let's see. Mustard and pearl.
No, I'm talking the
The-
yellow.
oh, the lemon.
Oh, the lemon. Yes, I don't have any lemon over here. You ask, we make it happen. And now I have a
Do
bigger
our
mess.
best.
I have a lot of, I have a big mess over here. The new zipper works nicely too. The new coral zipper looks nice.
This one looks.
The pearl white. There's a lot. And in case you're wondering or thinking about asking, the reason that I don't color match the corks on the website with the fabrics is because sometimes we sell out so fast that it's hard to do that. With the
you get
cork, we
lime?
get it again. There's one right over there. Oh, that's nice. The lemon. Do we have enough stuff here? Yeah, so
Hang on,
here we
you
go.
know what? I
No,
wonder-
I can't take it anymore.
Hang on, where is it?
What, Barb?
I don't know if this one would do.
The rust? No.
No.
No, that's not what I was thinking
Oh.
of. Though.
You had
That's all right. I have that over here.
the
Crimson.
rust already.
Crimson you did?
I do. Yes.
Okay.
Are there any other questions? Because I'm kind of drowning here.
Oh. Sorry. Hang on. Let's go back. Let's see. That's a
Give me
big
this
print.
open a bit.
Thank you.
Color.
Marlene's leaving. I'm just letting you know.
Has anyone made the diva out of cork?
Yes.
Yeah.
Many of us have. Diva is very easy to do with a cork on the outside. Cut your cork piece the same size as the outside. Don't interface it. And just sew it just like the pattern says. You will have no problems. So that's an easy one.
Nancy wants red to go with that fabric. Lime green is a neutral, in my humble opinion. Thank you, Helene.
And if any of you have ever emailed me and asked me to help you color match, you know that I will do that for you and send you pictures. Sometimes it's just easier to do it when you're in the middle of a project than for us to do it and have it on the website. It does take a little bit more time. So, are we good?
I think we're good.
All right. Because I just saw the door open, which means Alonzo probably needs
No,
me.
it was Marlene coming through.
No, that
Oh,
door,
it was- oh,
that one.
okay.
And I had to go back to my other job. And I am going to upload the sunflower cork in within the hour. So it will be on there. I will work on some kits in the next week. So hopefully I'll have some of those done to show you. And other than that, if you have any questions, leave it. I always read the comments later. And hopefully you get to sew this weekend, and hopefully I get to sew this weekend.
There you
That
go.
is my plan. So I think that's everything.
I think so.
All right.
I don't see anything new.
All right. Well, you guys have a great weekend, and we will see you back on Friday.
Everybody have a good
Bye.
weekend. Bye.